Lightbrite. I think what I want to do for you guys out there this time is kind of bring to the attention the way that the WCB people actually treat the injured worker or the injured worker's representative, whether it be the spouse or whoever they hire, whatever. But they're very, very sneaky, and I find it very roundabout and you know, I can't even place it because I'm not like that in my life, so I can't understand where they come from. But here's an instance. Um, Throughout the whole case that I'm doing for my husband, uh, you get the workers, the employers there telling you that, well, you know what, we're not worried about you, it's just about the injured worker, which I'm totally in agreement with. But here's the catch, okay? For instance, one incident was when my husband was going for 2 weeks down to the back and motion brain clinic in Richmond, and that would mean a 3-hour drive from Golden to Cranbrook, where we sit there for about an hour. You have to be there an hour ahead of time before the plane leaves, and then you go there to an hour and a half to Richmond, and then from Richmond to the hotel, and then you stay there for 2 weeks, and then you fly back home. We stay home for 1 week. Then they send us back to Richmond for another 2 weeks, then send us home for 1 week, then send us back to Richmond for another 2 weeks. They did that for us all summer. Talk about a waste of money, don't you know? I don't know. Everywhere I turned around, they said that anybody who has a brain injury. But you know what? In the long run, it was probably the best thing that they could have done, because we probably would have been wondering if it would have made Jamie, or I would anyways, would have been wondering if I could have maybe got a piece of him back. That's more or less why I've done all that stuff. It was just purely for Jamie. But this is the thing that I want to say. Let's see. I phoned Back in Motion and spoke with Dahlia. Now I know her, and she's really nice and everything, but it's so funny how they say that WCB is a separate entity. They have nothing to do with them. If that is so, then listen to this. Colin spoke with Dahlia from the treatment program, which is TBI, and this was on, let me see here, that would be April 14th, so just before we went. I spoke with Dahlia from the treatment program, and she reports that Mr. Larwell has called asking for a letter from the program indicating that he would have his wife attend with him. Worker apparently told her that WorkSafeBC had requested that he contact the clinic to obtain this letter, and then we would support his wife attending. She was not sure what it was that WorkSafeBC was looking for. I indicated to her that the treatment program referral is for the worker and not for his wife. Unless the treatment program determines that there is something to be achieved to assist the worker in his recovery, then this could be reviewed. I informed that I had not had such a conversation with worker. In fact, I had informed his wife that WorkSafeBC would not cover cost of her attending with worker, as treatment was for worker and not for his spouse. I am not sure if she misunderstood this, or if she has spoken with someone else from WorkSafeBC who gave her this direction. Dahlia indicated that from the treatment program's perspective, worker's wife is welcome to come down with worker and spend time with him when he is not in treatment, but they do not include the spouse in treatment, generally speaking. She does not recall a case where they have had the program's goal, a case where they have as the program's goal is to increase workers' independence, and having family members attend generally is not of benefit in this regard. She reports that she will have her manager contact worker in this regard, and no letter will be sent. I indicated support for this. WorkSafeBC would not cover cost of workers' wife, travel, etc., and the expectation would be that if she did come with worker, that she could not attend clinic with worker for treatment or assessment. Now, here we have 3 whole paragraphs basically relaying backstabbing. I mean, it's so blatant backstabbing. I mean, Colin was sending Jamie, so I phoned Colin and I said, well, I don't want Jamie to go by himself because there's going to be a whole bunch of problems because you're going to send him there for 2 weeks. He's going to screw up because he can't remember things. If he goes overnight and everything is itinerized, it's fine, but you're talking 14 days gone. So that's not going to happen, right? So I phoned Back in Motion and I said, is there any way that you think that I could get to go with Jamie? Well, you heard what I just wrote. She had to go and phone Colin. Remember, they're not affiliated with WCB. So if I wanted to talk to any one of them, you know, I could tell them everything I'm feeling and wanting and then say goodbye, and then they would quickly dial up Colin. They must think us as injured workers are stupid. I just never got that. And you know, here's another thing. Workers' advisors. I phoned worker advisor and I asked, is there a way that I could get WCB to pay for me having to go with Jamie because I don't want him to be gone for 2 weeks by himself? I worry. The worker advisors, who are supposed to be for us, the injured worker, told me no. That never happens. So I phoned Greg Griffiths, the guy who I mentioned was not a very nice man, but he said he was on my side. Well, I phoned him up and I said, you know, Greg, they're sending Jamie for a 2-week assessment at Back in Motion in Richmond there for an assessment. And Colin's not going to let me go. And Greg says, well, you can go, Carrie, if you want to pay for it, you know. I mean, you can stay in the same room with Jamie, but you're going to have to pay for your own room. Like they'll charge you maybe $20 extra per night because that's what they do. But you're going to have to pick up that for yourself, and then you can buy your own plane ticket and have your own meal tickets. Sure, you can go down if you want to do that. Can you guys put 2 and 2 together already? All I had to do, and here it is, this is it. This is the thing that all you guys out there need to remember. All you have to do if you want to go with your husband or your wife, whichever spouse it is that you're fighting for, is go to your doctor and tell them to write you a note to your case manager saying that you have to accompany the patient. That's all you got to do. You can't tell me that the workers' advisors couldn't tell me that. They must have come across that. You can't tell me that Greg Griffiths didn't know that. And you certainly can't tell me that Colin Holt didn't know that. So this is a case where it's called keeping you in the dark. And this is what they do continuously. Continuously. And it's a common practice. So that is just something that you guys need to be aware of, and it's not that great. So now we know that if you guys want to go with your injured spouse, don't ask the worker advisor and don't ask the disability awards adjudicator, and don't even ask your case manager. Go to your general practitioner who is taking care of your wife or your husband or you, and get that letter. Get that letter, and it will work. That's a piece of information from Lightbrite. I'm going to give you some more. So hang in. I'm coming back. Ciao for now.